Soccerworld Fan TV here. Kind of a little bit of a different setup, if you notice, because Discord wasn't apparently working for a long period of time and
Mhm.
everything. We decided to do it on a Zoom call. So yeah, mate. Man City absolutely battered Chelsea on the night. Just tell me how you feel so far. I mean, after the game.
Honestly, it was such a disappointing performance. It was absolutely disgraceful from the players, and Lampard's job is under threat at the moment, and I just hate seeing all the memes, like the toxic Twitter talk. But you know what? It's true. We've been on a horrible run of form, and the players, they just don't seem like they're playing for Lampard at the moment. And Lampard doesn't seem to have his tactics. Even today, like, the cross and inshallah didn't work out. Overall, like Man City was the better team. Like, you have to give all the credit to them. They also, I feel the main reason they won today, even though they had a weakened squad with all the COVID cases, they won the midfield battle because, all the three midfielders, Gundogan, Kevin De Bruyne, and Phil Foden, they ran the show. They bossed our midfield. Our midfield gave them like way too much space to operate. So yeah, overall disappointing first half. The second half, we tried to up our tempo, try to get back into the game with already a mountain to climb. So the game was already done there. So yeah.
Hmm. And you look at the team in the beginning and whatnot, right? Chelsea did have a pretty good defensive record when it comes to you know in a consistent run of form and everything. However, in recent times we have seen that they've been complacent and everything, and of course, once again they've lost to one of the established six and everything. So, what seems to be the issue with this Chelsea side to not be able to perform at those high levels against higher opposition?
Well, I feel like the first the first couple of games, against Manchester United and Sevilla and Tottenham, we were playing it more on the safe side. We kind of had a low block in the defensive transitions, but I felt we've changed that up, and yeah, it hasn't really been working out. And we were trying to implement our own like attacking style, trying to be more attack minded. But yeah, it's completely backfired on us ever since the Everton game. So
You say about attacking style as well, but I mean, in this game, it wasn't really much of an attack in terms of making clear cut chances and everything. You see Werner trying to make those runs and everything. And he was played centrally as well. However, do you really think his impact of the game was justified being centrally compared to being in the left wing, for example?
well, honestly, we wanted to play to his strengths and use him to like make those run-ins behind the defense. But you know what? That just wasn't really working out at all. That never happened really in this game. And when I said attack minded, like that's the goal, like what we want to try to become. But right now, all I can see is cross and inshallah, and even today we couldn't even get that right. I felt maybe that was part of Man City, like that was credit to Man City and their defense. But yeah, we really can't continue like this.
So is it now finally the time to say? Because I think a lot of Chelsea fans are really frustrated with the amount of effort that's being put on the pitch and everything. And of course, with Tuchel being sacked and everything, and now he's open for the manager, is it finally time to say Lampard needs to go? The job was too big for him in the first place. Or do you think that they should do what Arsenal's doing right now? Stick with the manager, even though through these rough times, and try to, develop and grow as a team.
Well, it's interesting you said that. I put out a little poll on my story on Instagram saying, should Lampard be sacked? Most people said no, and it was because they're rival fans wanting Lampard to stay. Personally, I know within the Chelsea fan base, a lot of people are Lampard out at the moment. Personally, for me, I really don't like the mentality and the history of our club always sacking managers. Like I want him to stay and be successful, and I want to give him time, kind of like Arteta, um, Ollie, Klopp, etc. Um, but sadly, this is a results business, and if we keep playing like this, without any real clear cut tactics and plan B, and if the players aren't motivated and want to play for him and for the badge, then I'm afraid, he's going to have to go. And I also saw an article on the Athletics stating that, the board's already looking for a replacement. So, things don't really look well for him.
Mm-hmm. Um, what do you think? I do want to ask this as well, because we do put a lot of emphasis on the manager. Do you think in recent games and everything that the players are putting enough effort for the manager and for what he wants to play? Because we did see in the beginning in his first season and everything, you kind of seen an idea of what he wants to play and everything in terms of the players playing that passage of play and whatnot. But in recent in this season, of course, that you're not seeing much of that. Do you think that should also be down to the players as well, not
Yeah,
performing to their
I
best?
definitely think that it should be part of the players because these are professional footballers. So, they should be giving it their best. So I felt that since the Arsenal game, that's kind of fell off. Actually, you could even say since the Everton game, but this was really evident in the Arsenal game. Aston Villa, maybe it was a bit better, but it still wasn't up to the standards that we want. And then today, just outclassed by them, to say the least.
Hmm. Because I remember there was this issue about player power and everything, and there was this whole discussion about in the Chelsea camp that there was players that kind of went supersede over the manager after a certain point where the manager is not doing good enough and everything, and the players just doesn't produce and everything. Do you think it's kind of the same culture with Lampard, and shouldn't the players kind of have more of a motivation to do better because Lampard is an important figure in the Chelsea camp?
Well, the thing is, I know that the players, they don't want to let the manager down, so to speak, because, a lot of the new players, the reason they came to Chelsea was for Frank Lampard because he's such a legend. But at the moment, this is what it seems like.
Mm-hmm. And one final thing I do want to end off before you know we end this. How do you think Chelsea should push forward after a result like this, or like to get results even? Like, how do you think they should approach games going forward?
Um, well, at the moment, we have like more of a reasonable amount of like winnable fixtures. Hopefully, that's something that can help us gain our confidence. But personally, I would also like to see a formation change. I don't think the 4-3-3 is is helping us. Um, Perhaps even like in the big games, 4-2-3-1, because today we saw that Conte was exposed. He looked very lost. He looked like he was very much in trouble. So he needed like maybe an extra player to help him out in that holding midfield battle. So that's something maybe to consider. That's personally what I like. Or, even just like something bold, like, a three at the back type system. But the fact is, it could be a lose-lose situation because, everyone will, have their own bias against things. So can't really win.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you so much for giving of course, your opinion on the game and everything. And guys, if you do absolutely feel bad for this Chelsea god, this Chelsea fan, in of course our Soccerworld channel and everything, please give a like on the video. Please share his videos, and of course comment your condolences. Or if you're a rival fan that absolutely hates Chelsea, banter him away. I remember one guy he came in and he absolutely kind of said it was kind of mad that I do, but hey, you know what? It is what it is. Um, and of course, subscribe to the Soccer World channel where we have the greatest opinions and everything. And mate, thank you so much for your comments and your insight to the game and everything. And hopefully, it is a better result. Hopefully, you can win against one of the top sides this season. Um, to be pending, of course. So, and as always, y'all take care and peace.
Thanks.